Rough first map for MIBR. Now it's Sen's battleground of choice, but Split has been very good for MIBR so far in stage 1. Undefeated, but against some weaker teams. We'll start the pistol with Aspas immediately taking an engagement here against John. The B side's already open for Young and Old.
Oh, that was dangerous for a second, but Zekin is able to find Shenum. Not before he does a significant amount of damage, however. Zekin, somewhat weak. Zelsis, very low, susceptible to even just a single shot. Aspas wants to press forward, but is punished for it by the double swing.
Again,
I feel like he went out too deep there.
Overload him. This now puts Sen
He didn't
at
need
a
to take
player
that
advantage
much
when they're slowly
space
encroaching
and
their
spawn
control of
there.
heaven. Cortezia playing a bit further forward towards B
Timing?
main to try and cut Zekin off. It's going to be a battle of shooters on that part of the map. Sen will want a way into the B side, and Zekin might use this commotion to do so. Look at the timing
that's
he's
insane.
found. Cortezia not sticking around quite long enough. Verno takes a tap to the shoulder here as Sentinels
That timing is
going
so
to get
good.
about it now. Verno and Artazine have to dig in now. Time is short, but Sentinels have the numbers to spend. Here's a tap.
Damn.
He gets ahead of it though. 4 kills
How have
on
we
the
done
pistol.
this?
Bro, that timing that Zach took on the B main, like when the Omen turned around to flash, with the noise they created, bro, that was gorgeous. He waited so patiently and then he went after the util that they threw.
Like he came perfectly after they threw util?
Yeah, like the Omen, like he was like jiggling him, because he was aware. And then like the moment they started throwing shit,
the moment
he
they
walked up
started
with
running in,
it.
like picked the perfect time to flank. I see.
Yeah.
Hit the go button, and there was a little moment where Cortez, bro, we get it, bro. You want to ult? I mean, yes, it is the high percentage play. Relax, but they do such a great job of setting him up for success there by drawing all the attention to heaven, allowing him to flank through B main, and Zekin is starting this map just as electric as he left us on Lotus.
A dimensional drift for the bonus. What a tantalizing prospect for the defenders. MIBR here are grouped up, even Cortezia joining them after early presence on the B side. Jonathan might have a decent timing to send this off on. He's one player testing the wall, and call comes out that there might be some action from MIBR hitting A. They are biding their time now, but off a fault line. Artazine is going to try and be the starter's pistol for MIBR. In we go. Smoke over towards heaven side here. Fault line came out from the defender side. That's John trying to slow them up. Narrate.
Oh fuck.
Getting ahead of that
One
smoke in
stun, rockets, and the hit's done.
And that was the wall explode.
Wait, what?
MIBR hoping to take.
They counter stun, then put rockets, and the hit's done.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like they stopped them completely.
Yeah.
Everything covered, playing those long range angles with the superior guns. They are looking so strong today. If they can win their map here, they'll be headed to the
30
grand
seconds.
finals with that significant map ban advantage.
They just have the sheriff on Aspas and Venom to work with.
A lot
Yeah,
of trust
it
being
needs
put
to
in
get
John and
one.
right here.
They
Sen
want a
have
chance.
not rushed to reinforce
They're just
them on
not
the
giving
A
them
side.
anything.
Yeah,
A lot of
they're
this
playing
util
very
still at their
disciplined.
disposal.
Yeah.
Delta's maybe
Maybe
having
too
go.
disappointed.
opts not to take advantage.
Maybe
Yeah,
too
give them too much
disappointed.
They give them
Yeah,
too
they
much
too much space.
No good.
They did. Oh my god, the fact that he got another.
Oh my god, they gave him too much space.
Wait, they actually did give him too much discipline. Fuck.
That was too much discipline.
And it's Bang's Bulldog that needs to bark and bite in equal measure now.
Oh, this is
Does
tough.
have a couple weak
This is
players.
hard.
Easy kills against. One of them was Cortezia.
Oh, it's not planning for heaven though.
Gets clear of that paranoia.
Elbow flank? They
Bang
expect it?
instrumental for this Sen team so far in their run to
Oh,
playoffs.
he guessed wrong.
Verno will emerge at
If he
just the right
flicks
time.
spawn, there's no way though. That'd be
There's no-
impossible.
that would be crazy.
Trying to get him
that's-
motivated.
That was like too much space though. They were like hella scared.
Backstab to
Yeah.
close out that round after
I agree.
hitting a really fantastic stun in a 1v1.
Arguably,
against
they closed
Zeki
this.
in
They
heaven.
like closed the distance too
Players
easily.
backside.
Yeah.
Mentioned it, they were left on their lonesome, so much trust placed in them, and they just couldn't come up in that situation.
There's no info really for Sen. Just how far into mid had MIBR gone, they just couldn't tell.
Has Cortezia really turned into the hype man for MIBR or what though? Every time they're finding success, he's been the guy standing up, screaming, getting out of his chair.
Early play for the B-side orb and insertion by Zekin. He's actually already looking to wrap around them. So MIBR, they're on a timer. And they know it. Pushing out over towards his A side now. It's going to be Aspas up front and personal.
We have three
focusing on
here.
Bang. Deals with the controller. Narrate still tucked behind that kiosk, but doesn't really know
Everyone's
when to
just like so
swing. It's on the
separated
move.
there.
Celsius
Oh my God,
gets
Celsius.
completely caught out.
Oh, he
John
dinked
had no
him.
choice but to swing that. Also
the
dinked the
fuck?
second player. Verno goes low after that
Wait,
encounter.
there I got a kill too.
But Zeka with the classic
Yeah,
is
he's
he's
too
weird,
away
though.
from the action, and Zena
Yeah.
is vastly better armed.
Oh my
He almost
God,
timed
that
him
got
with
a
the
little
jump.
awkward for a second with the jump up, but
Yeah, Vernon had 7
overall,
HP.
well-paced hit from MIBR. Scaling into the site, they slowed things down, allowed a moment for Ospas to work through both of his cloud bursts, pop out, engagement against Bang, wrap around elbow, the rest of them flood in. A little bit of damage done, but overall clean, and definitely a look at what their typical A hit is going to be looking like as we go forward, trying to play around the jet that they've got.
They spelled Lotus wrong. I'll say it.
Oh my god, they did.
Outside.
I didn't even notice.
Certainly not me.
Well, MIBR, they say, why not go A again? It's worked 2 times in a row.
Yeah, obviously, good point. Emma,
Oh,
Sentinel
spam?
going up ahead in these first halves. There's
No,
Bang with the spray.
what?
Aspas down.
Wow,
What
well
a
done.
beautiful
So
second
often.
throw.
Oh, Omen.
Stunned up by
What happened?
Artazine, still able to deal with the
Nice.
breach.
Wow.
Oh,
And there's
dude.
John. This is looking a lot cleaner for Sentinels now, as Zelsas will be on this angle and
Oh
sees the
my
barrel
god. I don't even
first.
blame Zelsis.
Still
Like, what the
isn't
fuck
able
was
to win the
that?
fight.
Yeah,
Eric
that was
just
a crazy
knows he needs
shot.
to live here. The good decision from him. He's not trying to take the engagement. He's letting come to him, but it doesn't matter.
Spike. It is loose. John QT studiously watching this push from A main in order to recover it, and Verno just has a free hair, can't hand it out. Reverse Mohawk though, sorry mate, you can't choose. Shenham at 16. Gun barrel protruding. Second cleans him up, and that's then exiting the round with 3 rifles.
Bang on the anchor is just in his element. That is where he thrives.
Bang, the anchor.
Feels like when you watch him sometimes, he just has 360 vision. I mean, in this moment, he just starts off with, I mean, listen, in this one, it's just a little
They're just,
crazy
like, in
cosmetic
good-
stun.
I don't know,
But then
like-
on the third, he swings.
Headspace is
he
good.
sees the teleport
Yeah.
animation from Cortez. He calls out he's going into the smoke.
They're playing clean.
They spam him down.
Try not to die.
Kaplan probably a little frustrated about the encounter there in heaven. It definitely worked against Zelsis, even though he had the drop. He'll put it behind him now, I'm sure, as we have an even game. And a Dimensional Drift, of course, that second build really early has still been held back. Maybe now's the time.
Now we've seen 3 rounds in a row where MIBR were 5 stacked, pushing up towards A. On this one, Zekin opts to play forward. He has that gate crash back to get out towards screen, so he wants to take it.
He just,
Wow.
I can't believe he sprays him, bro.
Yeah.
That is the ideal
Wow.
situation for the duelist.
And
I mean,
like,
okay, we'll
he
take it.
shot like 4 or 5 bullets before Aspas reacted. It felt
So he
like.
did. Back to screens on
Yeah.
the crash. After having taken that first picket. Ooh.
I feel like it's because like he was further away from the wall in the orb. He sees him first. Because if you're close up to the wall,
So clearly,
like, it takes
Sentinel
so
can
long
sniff
for you
this
to
out.
see them.
Can they snuff it
Like,
out?
he has a better field of vision.
Zekin's gate crash
Yeah,
right
like the orb. I swear the orb like disappears quicker for you.
Wait, what?
insane.
Damn, that thing's got a mind of its own. Still over an A though is Zekin. Cortezio, not aware of it. It is fake to the I would freak out too. That is a proper jump scare. He seals his nerves. He might go over to A. He's considering it from the shadows here. Doesn't have any other reason really to be here
Then-
outside of selling stuff. He's going to smoke that heaven side. TP to A.
Wait,
Zekin,
they didn't
Zekin,
clear sight at all.
Zekin!
Did he not
Oh,
hear
yeah.
Oh,
it?
he's not
Hear him.
aware. Cortezio gets
Damn.
up here and he's midst and take him down.
10 seconds.
That was Bang also trying to get some info. Doesn't
Oh, wait,
confirm
let's
Shenon's
delay.
position.
5 seconds.
And that Armageddon's going to make this painful.
Oh.
Dying seconds of the round.
Nice shot. They
Time
even
secure
blasted
for
front
Cortezio.
side.
Yeah.
3 up
Oh, this
now for
fucking
MIBR.
ult.
We're even
Let's
in
go
numbers.
out.
It's an Armageddon for screen. This is
Oh,
a scary
that's
prospect.
a
Johnny
good
knows where to
ult.
go.
Oh,
Forward back.
fuck,
It
that was
doesn't
a
matter.
good ult.
Zelsis down to the tail
That was
ultimate.
really good.
And all of a
I
sudden,
always
things
see
have
it there
turned
too on
awful quick
screens. Like the
against
tail is so good.
Sentinels.
Yeah.
Bang into the 1 versus 3. Has so much to clear towards ramp. Working slowly. Time is dwindling. At the moment, Verno doesn't have any more utility to throw down, but that salvos even just cycle up as I'm saying that. Next to impossible.
They know.
Bang.
Wow, those are good
Gets his
nukes
one.
too.
Yeah.
That's all it'll be. Hard fought round, but MIBR post for their 3rd here on split. Sentinels get a little bit turned around there, but then Armageddon over towards screens was off a perfect timing.
I mean, it's also just hilarious in the mid-round. Zekin gets the fake TP to jump scare Cortesian B main, and then Cortesian goes jump scare for jump scare.
No. I mean, it would have been a jump scare if Second knew he was there.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's scary when he pops out and shoots him in the side, and then the rest of the team get in. Verno, fantastic utility after the fact.
I mean, that Omen ult was nasty work. And potentially Cortesi is far enough away that he doesn't see Second on the side, because MIBR don't have perfect information about where the Yoru is. Or he does see him there and six it anyway because he's got balls of steel. We won't know. Of course, heading into a timeout now. Call here from Sentinels to try and stabilize things a little bit because they've got enough to work with. They can buy it again, and of course, Second still is holding on to that first dimensional drift he's developed.
Yeah, they just haven't been in any kind of big retake situation where he's been able to use it. That would primarily be the time. And then as we've seen, you're trying to sync that up with some of your breach utility, Tejo utility when you're getting back in. That has just not been a scenario that Sentinels have found themselves in at the moment. They're going to be fully investing into this round. Economy completely on the line here. This is an opportunity for MIBR to really surge into an early lead. This is a round that should be good for 2 if they can take it. They have a Viper's Pit for after they get the spike down.
Big round for Sen here.
Look at Artzin. If they can just get him 1 orb,
they either win this here,
to take the site.
or they're going to be poor next
round.
round.
Ultimate 1-2 to get the round win.
Look at that A-main control that you can get as attackers behind the Viper walls. Definitely on the cards to get that ultimate into the right hands.
So Verno's going to get the information for MIBR that no one is actually playing close from Sen. They're going to be weary about that given Zekken was happy to take those close engagements on a prior round, so you have to make sure that you're clearing that out now.
Interesting clear timing for Zekken. Clones himself down ramp side, but Chenom is already rather ahead of this, tucked now just inside A main. Bang seems to have a sense that that's the only part of that area they don't have info on. So the question is, when does Chenom decide to...
They're aware that he's there, most likely.
Just to be inserted, while the rest of his team sets up for a hard and fast hit. Aspas with the Blade Storm now. They're going for it, but John spots it out early. Here comes the util flood. John affected by the fault line now, but the salvos come down.
He got 2 blast kills, by the way.
What?
Wow.
2 with the aftershock. Ah, yes. All
Wow.
about that gunplay,
The
folks.
utility.
A lot of util elimination.
Do they expect Zekken?
But they're still cut down to 3.
Probably not.
Zeken's patience, though, pays dividends.
Save
He shut down that A presence, and now
he's going back
Verno
to B.
doesn't know where to go.
Saving.
Seems like he's just going to try to double back over towards B. Sentinels had such a read on the situation on the map there. Stacking up the 3 towards B, all of that util.
They didn't even need to use any of the ults there to win.
Hit when it did come in from MIBR resulted in 3 utility kills.
They what?
They didn't need to use any of their ults.
They're
They
all
still have
the
Euro
same
ult
here.
and Breach ult.
Nothing really more to do.
Yeah, it's actually big.
One
I
was
think
an
I got the
aftershock.
last kills. Because those guys must have been throwing util, right?
Shot through the
I think he Viper mob wave. When Neri got, or Junkie T got contact,
John's able to get that salvo off.
he aftershocked and they Viper mob wave.
Yeah, I want to see this on the replay
Look at the
again.
salvos.
Yeah.
Viper Molly.
Oh, he TP'd in it.
He blasted there? They both went into the smoke? Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Glides down into it.
Breach Teo.
Tragic.
That's crazy good.
Pretty good.
I don't know if the Teo needs to get nerfed. Maybe we can maybe we can stop the nerfs that are coming.
I feel like it depends on it depends on the day. You know, it depends who you ask. If you're initiator coded, then maybe not.
MIBR trying to refight through the dark cover one way over towards B main. Zekken again is just pressed up on A. Has had an outrageous number of first kills in this series so far. He had 7 on map 1. Already has like 3 here, 2, 3, something like that. It's pretty nuts,
And
man.
that's the Yoru difference. He can play that loose end and actually challenge the enemy lurker because he has the ability to gate crash out and still be relevant later on in the game. He's got dimensional drift as well. Should there be a need for a retake at B, but there just hasn't been. Cortesia.
That's fucked.
Well, that's...
He was just dancing on him.
He's like, I'm out of here.
Nah,
I think
they've been
I've,
actually like...
I've lost enough face on this B side of the map.
Some of
for
these
now,
guys
so
have
now
been
it's
moving with the
control
drone, bro.
that
I'm not
MIBR
gonna
are
lie.
looking to take.
It's actually annoying as fuck. It looks
Yeah.
Throw out that fault line towards the A side, try and feign some presence so he can pivot back to the other 2 players he's got.
Yo, Airless, thanks for the tier 1 sub, I appreciate it.
Players here, the stun from there right into the
Good
salvos.
stall.
everyone in heaven at bay. Cortezia is not going to have a moment to help from B main just yet.
Rolling Thunder comes
Down the
in.
breach ult.
Aspas first to the side
Oh,
now.
he got
It's John,
out,
who
and
just can't
Mary
hang in that
died.
duel. The deck
They
is
know
stacked
Bang plays
against
here.
him.
Yeah.
Zekin's looking for a
The
royal
rotate.
flush here from this high ground.
Wow.
He'll take the one.
He gets one. He gets
Wow,
two.
yeah.
The guy just can't be shifted.
Nah, Zekin being here and Bang getting kills is insane, man.
Zekin, okay,
Yeah.
shorty action,
Wow.
fair enough.
Oh my
What?
god.
Wow, that was
I'll tell you
insane.
what, if they just tossed Bang off the Titanic, they would never have hit that iceberg.
Wow.
That thing would have stopped.
Bang getting two there was criminal.
He is, I mean, I'm speechless when I'm watching him on the defense side. There is no one like him in these situations. This is a guy who came in to replace Tens, one of the all-time greats of the game. And I don't want to say he replaced him one-to-one. He just brought his own brand of greatness to the Sentinels team. He's a different kind of controller player and an utterly amazing one.
And 100 Thieves are still reeling from that loss. Now Sen have the lead in the game. Early pop of Util now gets Zekin set up in a very aggressive line, but he feels like he's overstayed his welcome.
Things slowed down for MIBR initially. That wave of utility coming through from the two initiators on the defensive side, and now with the wall up, they want to try and get back into this space, but John knows now is the time to drone. This is when they could be walking up. And he's right, I'm not sure if he got around the corner and saw any of those other players, however.
They know now. They absolutely know now. They know the breach, Teo both here.
I mean, none of them are shooting.
John,
They could have killed him.
playing stunt, gets across a main, and this is slowed down a lot for MIBR. They have that insert of Cortezia to prevent them from being flanked, so they know that on a huge timer, they've got options.
They have still 45 seconds or so to pivot back, which is what they're intending on doing now, going back to the sewers as Cortezia wants to get that control of B main. He's got it all alone. Oh,
Wow, what a
first
shot.
kill for Artson to find. To
Uncharacteristic.
accelerate into B heaven though, and I love this
Three.
reposition for Bang. If he kills Cortezia here, Center in a great position.
The Teo breach are also out on the B side, but as they move,
Nice.
it starts in with yet another one.
Nice.
There's Bang. He's
Nice.
always in such
Wow.
a ready spot. And Narrate's found two. That should
They
be
heard
enough
him,
to
they
slow
heard him.
MIBR up, and even the odds.
Oh!
Sweet.
Oh.
Shen is sharp,
He
man.
went turret mode.
Sharp as they come.
Yeah.
But now Zekin at 11
No.
and 3.
Oh.
Wow.
Cannot
He turned
convert.
around last second.
Yeah.
Sick
It
round
actually
from
bumped
Shen
his
up
like
to
aim up, right?
crucial kills to
Yeah.
end the game
Turning?
again.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, we give a lot of well-deserved hype to.
You struggle shooting people in the back?
Cortezia and Verno is some of
Or
the
is it
best
easy for
rookies
you?
coming in this year, but Shen
Sometimes.
has been
After doing
Sometimes?
crazy after doing like crazy
MIBR,
shit, like yeah.
not even close.
As this guy's like moving like
He's
side
been
to
the one
side,
getting them
jiggling an
crucial
angle.
First kills at
Yeah.
times.
It's like yeah.
That kill
It's not
onto
that easy
Bang
low key,
there,
right?
No.
Mega impact. Bang played that situation so well, pivoting into B main, catches out Cortezia, has the perfect angle to be able to kill Shenum, but he's just so fast.
Oh, you shall not pass there, Zekin. Oh, the
Wow.
audacity of it.
They just walked out with no util.
Ray wants to pick up the angle immediately.
Yeah, it was clear,
Okay.
but
Doesn't
Surprised he
work out
didn't
for
kill
him
him.
either. Forced away by all that util. Now he realizes there's a lot more than just a couple
Swarm.
of players here.
Swarm.
The whole kit and caboodle for MIBR
Oh,
have been
Nary.
deployed to the B side of the map, and there's
Oh,
Ray
the
dropping
jiggle from
down.
Dawn
Don't
is
catch out the
nice.
Aspas. Defeated
Yeah.
with a high-low setup.
The
And
flank
Bang
though, are you aware of
gets in
it?
behind them.
Wait.
There's no way Verno's going to be ready.
There's
to
a
go.
double
no,
flank.
no,
Bang has the timing. He has his moment.
There's a double
He has
flank.
window, and a bullet with Verno's name
Oh,
on it.
he had to live.
Cortezia too low
John's
to
alive.
stand.
Double peek.
And now Shenum, star player for this MIBR outfit.
Wow,
Has
the
to play
clutch.
two
Wow.
separate angles.
Dude, that was such good teamwork. That was such good teamwork.
Again.
Oh,
It's
just
insane.
a little wry smile. Kind of feeling like he knows he's him right now. That teleport into B main to just encircle all of MIBR was perfect. And prior to that, Sentinels using their utility to just flood out of heaven, catch the perfect timing window where they're fighting MIBR while they're trying to get out of main before they even have any space.
This though, this is the kind of map we were hoping for on Lotus. MIBR and Sen both delivering. As MIBR here have been knocked down economically. And Zekin, justifiably, has gone and picked up the Outlaw now.
Wait, how the fuck is it also 0 and 8? What's happening?
MIBR just waiting for this cloud.
Unlucky.
to drop. Osmos pushing forward. Celsius is caught. He's
Oh,
actually
wow.
he has to go forward.
I
Now
think we
he's stuck
see
in
it.
the corner. He's
Here's
being
a flash, bro.
aftershot.
Dead if he do, if he doesn't, he is. Zelsius has nowhere to go.
I think you got your answer.
Here's a flash, pub.
He's a
Good
little
luck.
damage, but he's happy enough to at least even the odds. Mid control still in place for Sen.
That's all I got for you.
On the extremity. Zekin was waiting for Cortezia to lurk up.
I like picking up the scoped weapon to control B main because most rounds it's only pin Cortezia. They're just contact taking it. So
Except for the prior one.
It's just so easy for Zekken. Scrappy in the early round. I mean, a couple players there. Zelsis, Ospas getting really out of position, both being punished for it. But ultimately, this is just a save round for MIBR. They don't have the weaponry, the resources to actually make something happen.
They know they're walking into this fault line either way. Zekken now can turn his attention heaven side. MIBR are trying to condition the single player in B main. So they mixed it up in the previous round, but it should be pretty straightforward stuff from here on out.
Only 20 seconds, Verno gets the rifle, but ultimately won't be able to do much with it.
Paranoid there, that is just going to clear heaven side of B. Sentinels dotting their I's, crossing their T's. And MIBR have to take another L. But this, like you mentioned, was a bit of a save round. Sen, though, threatening still 8 rounds in this half on defense side would be pretty devastating. MIBR got to find one of the next 2 at least.
Coming into this one, they're going to have a fair amount of ultimates to play with. Artzin is 1 away from a rolling
Checking his map while he's killing people.
Yeah.
And they've still got that Viper's Pit from Shenum if they can get into a post-plant situation, but Sen are stopping them from even getting there because
Zekken's laughing at Zelsis for being 0 and 9.
Zekken's
like, you still haven't got a kill? He's like, nah.
There's a couple things to look for.
He's talking about that one round where he was like, you didn't let me get the kill.
Set a condition up now on the B side.
Yeah, that's actually true.
There,
That's
and you see
actually
them
true.
try and throw a variation every now and then. A couple rounds ago, it was the whole team. That's when things went wrong for Zekken early. So he picked up an outlaw just to try and hold against that kind of contact play that walk up. Mid is the weak point for Sentinels right now. Zelsis not able to get much done in mid, getting hit with that util flood that's frustrating even for the best player. So he has not been able to find a kill yet this game. Basically, a pink ward.
I didn't even notice that. Honestly, I did not even notice that he's sitting on the goose egg right now because it hasn't really felt like it. It hasn't been a detriment.
Listen.
So
He's been a very good Cypher cam so far, but Sen are aware that MIBR are now trending away from the extremities. I think that the threat of the outlaw was too much there, and they're getting ruined by Zekken over at A. So definitely feel like they're going to want to pressure mid, maybe sometimes more towards the mid rounds here. But Sen have been very good on both those sites.
Zekken and Bang are competing, and John and Narrate are competing. Zelsis is in a race.
Zelsis, yep. He's got his own thing going on.
It tells you, by the way, who's just been playing so much Omen as of late. We only really saw him on Sentinel, and now he's been playing a ton of controller for this team.
Get out of my way.
And specifically when they have these Viper looks on maps that they've been playing very frequently, and he has been putting up outrageous numbers.
Yeah, I mean, double controller's making its way into MIBR's map pool a lot more. I mean, Icebox is obviously the best example of this, but now on Split 2.
Coming into this series, in the playoffs, Cortezia actually has the highest stats of any Omen, which is really bizarre. I mean, obviously the sample size is incredibly low. It's only been a couple maps, but
even so, I mean, you've got amazing Omens here in the league. Bang, King sometimes, I guess. A lot of fantastic controllers. Som.
Right, so the one way is going to be thrown down by Bang, who has just had absolute control of the B side of the map. He's been a brick wall that MIBR cannot break through.
So again, that conditioning about a light B hold being broken again. This time Bang not quite as aggressive
40
though,
seconds, by the way.
for that part of the map. But the initiator
They have to go B. There's no other way. Yeah.
The gate crash isn't close to B either, so it's not like Zekken can get there quick.
Wait,
this is a
the tail
situation where
rockets.
Bang just needs
That's
to
a
get
big kill.
out.
Oh my
He
God.
stays in and he gets
What?
canceled. No one can even trade.
Cancel. Oh my god, he smoked him out. 20 seconds!
Oh my God.
Oh wait, why'd you peek?
The momentum definitely been slowed up.
Good start.
They can't win. They can't win.
Nice little
Oh my God.
Holy fuck! It's a fucking
Wow.
massacre out there.
Plus the aftershock. These MIBR
What the fuck are made in bathroom doing?
No time left.
What the fuck was this? Wait, he's also got a kill.
Wow.
Well.
He's on the board.
Everything's coming up Millhouse for Sem City.
The management of their utility has really been sublime. Every time the hit is coming in from MIBR.
That was a crazy TP out of Bang. He TP'd into the aftershock, killed Aspas, and then ran out of the aftershock.
Aspas is in on an island.
Yeah.
From Bang?
It's a TP of, this is literally the only
Oh
place
my god,
I
I must have
can
came
go.
after.
And no one is able to trade onto him. And then 25 seconds they have to get in. John is throwing a stun at them. They're so cooked.
That Armageddon, I've got to say, from John is so important. Once again, it's a fast hit on B for MIBR that just dies to the initiator util.
Shenum has been sitting on this Viper's pit for eons at this point. There has not come
It's become fossil fuel. It's been so long.
There is no opportunity for him to even use it. Because Sen are stuffing them at the choke, getting in, flooding together so effectively.
But here's the adaptation for Sen. They now just sort of pull out of mid entirely, bring Zelsus back onto the A side. This will allow MIBR.
What a jiggle by John again, bro.
Yeah.
I'm Master John Glizzer, I'm not gonna lie.
They reestablish that control.
I mean, they're playing well, bro. Everything they're doing is just like so good.
He's just pushing all the way out of A, gets all of the information.
What the fuck is that flash? You saw that?
That was a crazy flash. Or maybe that was a little bit of waves right there.
And everyone can stack up to stop them.
Special delivery does force John away, but Bang is going to do his thing. Because only Bang can.
It's perfect timing,
That timing was insane, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my
Holy shit. Holy fuck. Bro, Sen are looking too nice, bro.
Nah, check the no strips. What's in there? What does that no strip have under it?
Making me.
Here's Bang. Man of the first half. There's just no denying it. A gate crash deployed there by Zekken to give a second option to take up in mid. And we'll be clearing slowly towards A. And this should be very telling for the attackers.
So Sentinels are going to try and take control towards A, make the noise there, draw the rotate, teleport, go into a B split. Shenum is trying to get forward presence. Is this going to be re-cleared by Sen?
They've made sound on the other side of that. There's the gate crash.
Wow. I mean,
How did
That is so
at this point, it's like,
Okay.
what a tragedy.
there's just nothing you can do about that. They just whiff on you.
The most important
Oh,
moment.
fuck.
There's Aspas though, steps up in his wake. Important pick with the Sheriff, but Sen are crawling over this B side.
Artson has his full kit right now to try and get back into this site.
Seconds low, John stunned up. Here's the aftershock. Second tries to tuck from it, and he can avoid the blasts. 30 seconds.
Why he
Bang
dodged
giving it a
it.
tap.
30 seconds left.
Plant down.
What
Oh,
the
Zekken
fuck?
Too clear that.
descends upon him there. Just lands
Oh,
on
no.
him, cleans him
Oh,
up, and all
no.
of a sudden MIBR are hitting.
Oh!
My god. Who the fuck
He
was
had
that?
one kill.
But Aspas
That was the second and third kill.
pleasing.
Holy
I mean,
fuck.
you said, the
You make
best
a
player
frag
for
montage out of
MIBR
this,
right
the
now
shots he's
goes
hitting.
down like that. Aspas said, Beth, time to finally
Holy
step up in this
That's
game.
all he needed. He just needed the one.
Zekken hopped on his
Nothing
PC after he
Ultimate
died.
Until this round. That is brutal. These shots from Aspas, that first one in heaven, it swings back in, cleans things up.
Full screen flick shot on me is also his first third kill.
What does it matter? What does
That's
it matter
fucking
how many
funny.
kills you have before that, Bruno?
That's the torture.
That's hilarious.
Well, Aspas hit the top of the scoreboard pretty quickly, didn't he, Wyatt?
Let's see if this is where MIBR can begin to rally back. They have not had control at any point in this series on either map. They have been clawing to get any round win when it can come their way. Even the anti-ecos back on Lotus, they weren't clean either.
That lineup is such nasty work. Makes a lot of space for the attackers to move into that Viper
Oh.
orb.
Wow.
Seconds have an overload Cortezia, but he got his. Shannon
Oh, no,
drops
the
down.
Guardians?
No Zekken is tucked in the box, and Aspas will be able to clear him out. It's the Sen classic
Not
that
bad,
goes
man.
to work
Not
with
bad.
John QT.
Yeah, got two.
But MIBR bounce back, get that 2 in a row, and close the gap.
Artson wasn't able to recover a rifle, so a bit of economic damage done there by Sen that they'll be happy to take. And Aspas is heading into the bonus with a glass cannon op.
Saw this on Lotus. He was forced into a retake and actually ended up dying with the weapon late in the round. So he wants to control an extremity. Mid.
Are
Instead.
Sen going to be prepared for this in that will they be careful enough? Will they be playing around the potential of an op already?
There's a chance they probably expect it to come up a couple of times in a series against MIBR. It's actually been a bit of a pattern from Aspas in the past.
Sure.
On this map though,
This early?
and honestly on Split, taking it to mid.
This is an
He's on power
MIBR
watch.
that have essentially fully economically
Oh, I
committed
see.
to this. It's only Bruno
he's
Shenum
still got
at the
time.
bank after
There's
this
only 3 in
round
11.
plays out.
He's got 3 rounds to work with.
MIBR would try and play forward, but they give this space. They hear Sentinels coming as they make enough noise to wake the dead. They'll hope that MIBR
Oh my god, oh my god. Get out of the...
Holy
Oh my god,
shit,
move!
what's happening?
He still gets
He still kills him.
Yeah, push him to the...
Down to 1 HP.
Wow.
Able, well, all right, the
Bombs
headshot.
down.
That's a bit of overkill, buddy.
Nice.
But he finds the trade nonetheless.
John wins out that fight as well without taking any damage. That is so big.
Retake ramps
Aspas
together.
on the glass cannon op. Has to find a way
Clearly,
to
this one's
use.
coming back up. Oh.
Wow. He might ace here.
Bro,
What a standout today.
the spike is off to Shenham's left.
Is he not gonna watch
Very
behind him?
dangerous
Oh
down
no,
the
his
Sentinels
teammate has it.
No util to speak of.
30 seconds left.
None.
Shenham doesn't have to do a thing. He can let Aspas
Last player standing.
Easy.
And by the way, they've got an op. You just discovered
Wait, this is
that
actually
little
kind of scary game.
tragic fact.
Yeah, they have an
The other
op
two
now.
dropped at the worst
Fuck.
time percent.
John, left alone, saving the rifle, doesn't have
10 seconds
a
left.
single dollar to his name at the moment.
Yep, shuffling away in his little moccasins.
MIBR, they fully committed economically to this round, and they pull it off.
Beautiful. Paid off well. Aspas actually had full armor, so wasn't quite as risky as we'd expected. And very quickly, he's gotten back into the half in a big way. The game has now shrunk to a 1-round difference, and Senna coming into this one,
Oh, man.
bro, is a turret. I mean, Bane can't be too hard on himself. He finds that first kill on the move.
I need a drop. Gracias.
I think Shenham killed at least one through the Viper wall. Tough though, tough round to win here for Sen. Looks like we might be looking at an even ledger.
Drone going out.
They are on an interesting buy right now. John and Zekken, not a lot of cash left, a lot of stingers, and Zekken has been throwing the hero rifle that John saved from that prior one.
Interesting as casters speak for Rancid, folks, in case you were wondering. Zekken
Oh, that's a
with
big
that
kill.
hero rifle, artfully
Huge kill. Reset? Oh, yeah,
dispatches
that's
off
it.
the bridge
Yeah,
and
he can
already
get Euro
on the
here,
side.
too.
Sentinels do get in position. Verno trying
Oh my
to
god,
challenge
stop
me,
it,
they're
Renault.
taking a clone
You
out.
fucking freak, stop it.
Dangerous. Wayward spray through the
I'm
smoke.
scared for
The
Zekken
traces
if he
aren't there.
overpeaks.
And now MIBR
Yeah, he has to play this perfectly.
Not again, for the first time in this situation where
my
Aspas
God.
has the op on a retake. This is going to be difficult. And
Oh,
then
paranoia!
Zekken, what a timing!
One more
He can't
shot!
collect onto Verno, but no one from MIBR was in position to swing.
Big damage, Sentinel gonna
Oh
be
no,
flashed.
I'm gonna
Aspas
overstay our
dives
visit a little
in.
bit.
Yeah.
Takes one for the team. Zekken is down.
He kind of needed that first kill.
Very, very low. It's
Yeah.
just the Stinger quartet left for Sentinels now, and Narrator's trying to
Oh,
let those
fuck,
shots
oh,
ring out
fuck.
across the map.
Oh, and a low HP bang was just forced out
This is
into the
hard to
open.
win.
The clock is getting so low,
Time.
though. MIBR, they haven't even really scaled into the site
Time.
yet.
Cortesia down. Verno is very, very low. This is so dangerous as Aspas tries
Oh
to
my
get
God.
in there.
Nine?
Narrate's the
They
last
won.
one standing.
They did
Has
it.
he done enough for Sentinels? Come on. The answer.
They
is
thirsted them.
yes.
So
That's what we do,
much
bro.
delay was caused there. The fight's over towards
Stinger
ramp that
force
Zekken's
buy,
taking.
or
No
half
one could
buy.
actually trade onto him. He was just delaying and drawing attention with the flashes. 4 stingers and that one saved rifle get them over the finish line. And now they put MIBR in a dire economic situation.
Last player standing.
That was 2v4, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, what a moment over there at ramp. What it's like a tsunami of fudge. Another good time. I don't know what I'm looking at. Aspas dives in, Zekken's is flashing. Got his one. Here's that dimensional drift.
Has invested into the operator.
He has another
Again,
operator.
positioned over towards A, where there are a lot of potential
know
targets
that's
coming
clear?
his way. Zekken doesn't clear out
He's not
the
gonna see
Aspas
him
went
if he
out?
walks out.
backside, so they-
Oh.
Bangs ready on the line.
No one was there.
Zekken's committed now to the A side, tucked here, waiting for delivery of the spike, which will be
Bang jumped
forthcoming.
out, yeah.
Smoke to screens.
Yeah.
Sen have this locked down for
Damn.
now.
Shenham is repositioned to ramp, wanting to make sure that no one can actually walk up there. Zekken lets one shot rattle off, doesn't connect. Artsin and John, awkward fight, nothing hitting.
No defensive initiative.
It's kind of a hard
available.
push, man, okay.
MIBR have nothing really
Pour in the
done
bomb
outside of
site?
Artisan's util.
They just get
Yeah.
Util dumped. They could lose this.
Perilous for Shenham. Zelsus is just biding
Oh my God,
his time,
Zelsus
takes
chill,
a
bro.
person-
Zelsus.
This is
Oh, he's
time.
on pie watch.
Bide his time.
He's in the pie.
Emerges now
Oh,
Oh, he just wanted this.
Sits.
He got his.
Somehow Zelsus gets away with more. He's done so much.
Overheat,
from
overheat.
Furies. Looking to reach even further. That likely
Wait,
will
there's
be
no
enough.
time.
That operator got
Yeah, they
recovered.
lost.
Aspas invested in
Yo,
it.
63 and
Will be the
60.
one
Thank you for the
that
premise.
profits.
I appreciate you, bro.
Sentinels have been putting MIBR in a nightmare situation 2 rounds in a row now while they're trying to retake ramp. They've just layered that area of the map with too many potential dangers. A minefield, that MIBR have to work through getting back in there. Just the existence of that dark cover is going to cause so much confusion, and I love how Zelsis plays that. I mean, this is also just ridiculous. I don't think was Shenum. No, he was partially blinded in that moment.
Yeah,
I believe.
he was. He's paranoid.
He's trying to shoot him. I mean, Cortezia can only laugh it off.
Did he get paranoid by? No. Did he get hit by Cortezia? Is that why he was partially blinded? I think Cortezia hit both Shenum.
We would need another replay. It's
I
possible.
think he hit both of them.
It's possible.
Oh, if that's true. All right. That is pretty devastating. Frod here, starting to wrinkle the brow in concern. First map wasn't the outing that MIBR were hoping for. A much better start here on Split has all but fizzled out after a pistol round win conversion there from the Brazilian squad. Now, once again, Sentinels have been allowed back into the driver's seat, and they're hitting top gear.
They put serious cash MIBR into getting this op into Ospas' hands on a number of rounds, and it just has not actually paid dividends. At this point, they can only afford a rifle when we get back into this. The op is off the table. And frankly, how things have been going, maybe that'll even be to their benefit.
I mean, they're skimpily dressed coming to the round as well. 4 half armors.
You know, back at the beginning of this stage, I remember, I think it might have been literally the first map that MIBR played was Artzin putting up like 536 ACS on Split.
Wasn't he trolling with the judge a bunch that game?
He got a lot of kills with the judge. It was pretty absurd.
It's not been that kind of game.
Maybe he can make it one to get MIBR this map win. Take this.
Jeez. That scoreline is so uncharacteristic out of Cortezia. He was like the solo lurking B-side attack player.
He was just in horrific situations on attack. He could never find an opening towards B playing alone.
Bang is patient. King of the off angle, they say. Cortezia. Best zone.
It just swings a little wider than Bang expected. He had his crosshair placed for the jiggle peak, and it just did not end up working out.
But Zelsis here to avenge him.
For MIBR. And
Oh, shit, my bad.
Nope.
Someone's starting to get a bit more comfortable now.
Zelsis just wants to go for the quiet re-clear.
Very quiet, yes. Still picked off.
Walks into the crosshair.
Are we doing this? They certainly thought about it. Shenum here, just enjoying his own brand for most of the round.
Hard to win here.
Sentinels are inching, scaling into heaven.
30 seconds
Looks like Werner's pulled himself back from mid-A side there. Aspas will see a player crossing if the timing's correct, but he'd have to hold that position.
Time to jump.
Second's going to send in that gate crash backside. Try to get the clone out, try to get a flash. He's going to go in, committed while stunned.
Oh, the
Wow.
double flash is good. Aspas gets away. Werner not quite so
Wow.
short
Oh
in
my
there,
God.
but John
Time?
can handle it himself
Yeah, time.
apparently. Just enough time for a plant.
Yeah, I can
Narrate going to
spawn.
sit on an aftershock here as well, which will delay a flood that comes
Wait,
in.
do they know
Second
he's
will be
spawned? I don't think they know.
instrumental.
I think he's got
He's
things.
leaving.
He hasn't been
Narrate holds
timing.
his own for the time
Wow.
being, and oh, the timing is good.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Narrate holds his own. And the House of
Double. Oh my God.
Not even the ace up
That
the
was a
sleeve could take him
3v5.
out.
A beautiful double swing at the end. That was a
Holy
5
shit.
versus 3 for MIBR. Cortezia locked down B main, got 2 kills to open the round.
That was a crazy
And then
flash
look at
from
the way
him.
that Sen
Dude,
dragged things
yeah.
back
He also CP'd and stunned.
with a fantastic.
What is that pathing? The timing from second. The trust in Narrate to hold that side and not go over-aggressive.
It was a fantastic array of utility that they threw into A, just getting that gate crash backside. Zeka sending out the clone into the flash, teleports in. Second flash to follow it up.
And now Senna getting some ultimates online. Cortezia, great round the last one. Scales into B main, gets a second kill on Zelsis. This time, though, he will have his hands full.
Cover going out.
Dark cover to try to delay. Cortezia is in so much trouble, has to teleport away once. He wants to stick around.
Second going to that
Holy
corner. Cortezia
fucking
knows him now.
neutral.
Wow.
He's going to come in, he's going to
His
be
layers.
forced
Oh
away.
my.
Second once
Oh
more.
my.
He's hungry.
Wow.
And
You just
Cortezia
can't do
served up
anything.
like a snack. John will wait in the drop.
Oh
Sees
my.
other
That's
things step
12.
out into the easy take for the veteran.
Wait.
Will be a trade. Verno gets involved, but second at long range is just too good, and this lightly armored.
Wait,
my
you see the
God.
smoke they threw, by the way? Is it intentional? There's like a gap on the left, so they try to run through it and die easily.
The heaven one?
They threw it far right, yeah. And like they made the gap for the
This Sentinels
defenders.
team are in
No, I think he
One
just
thing
must have
to
smoked.
run through?
He
He must have smoked, yeah.
Look like MIBR last
I saw the angle where he was, like by close CT. You see where he is right there? By hell?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to smoke from there.
I just realized what you said.
Oh, you're talking about Ben, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Zach,
unbelievable,
Zach,
man.
bro, you're so good, bro. I already know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Yeah, well, plenty of people in agreement, I'm sure. MIBR again, they've been forcing. Another half arm around with a smattering of rifles, a judge for Cortesia. It feels like the jury's about made their verdict.
Time to jump.
Oh, we have that too. Dimensional Drift is one away for second. Aspas has to dash
What the
forward.
fuck is Aspas doing? What's happening out there?
I don't know.
The follow-up wasn't quite there, so he will be allowed a way out.
Yeah, just has to cloudburst to try to get away, but now that the stealth drone has cleared everything out, he can comfortably position himself forward. MIBR have been able to maintain getting a lot of full buys. And they've had some close rounds, but they just have not been able to get them over the finish line, even when they found these early
They should
advantages.
now stay here. Yeah, they're starting to rotate.
Fighting far forward. He doesn't have a
Oh!
dash.
Okay, gets out, sees everything he needs to as well. Multiple Sen players rapidly encroaching on his position. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Great punish with the orb take.
That's
there. Second was
unlucky.
I might
wanting to
be
go for
like,
more. He got his
I don't know.
dimensional drift.
the round's way
Just not
harder
the way
now.
we
That was
would
like,
like
oh.
Yeah, they definitely, they were trying to use the Euro out there.
Just slowing down for center, trying to get some presence over to
Holy
what's happening. Time is really
fucking
dwindling. Osmos's
Yuto.
backside, sure, they get
Wow.
shot. Instant trade from Verno. Things are looking good for MIBR right now. Great Armageddon time.
This is going to make you dance, that's for sure. Armageddon
Oh my
in
God.
heaven now forces narrate.
Oh
into
my
drop
God, go
seas.
B.
Cortesia
Got timer
covered
now.
his
He has no
mark.
time, no
Pivot across
time.
to another
Jeez.
site. We're
10
essentially
seconds left.
looking at a save now.
What the fuck?
Wait,
Narrate with a kill on the way out. Hang about.
Player standing.
Thought about
Imagine.
it. Just a moment.
Wow.
Verno deals with
You won't peek him
Zelsis.
there, right? You won't peek him?
And that'll be all she wrote on
What's up?
round number 20, folks.
Wow.
This fucking
Zen's still
banner!
poised to take it all.
Damn.
Oh my god,
And
they
they
actually
keep
popped
a lid
off. Wait, is that good
on
for
an
us?
MIBR
Their money.
economy.
Their money's dog shit.
Osmos able
Their
to
money is
clean
legit
things up.
dog shit.
Verno really
Yeah.
stood out in that round, though.
those are very good kills.
Had a great
Yeah.
timing with the Armageddon. MIBR worked themselves into some really good positions over on this A site. After Osmos took that initial engagement, he gets backside. They had presence in elbow. They had Shenum up in heaven, tucked. Verno playing on the rafters. They were really just controlling the map in entirety. That was nicely done. 4 chances for Sentinels to close out this game and get into the grand finals with that map advantage.
And we're drifted. Seconds off and running. Flash now to confuse, disorient Verno. He's forced off that Raptors position and we convert. We're now on the A site. TP in there from Bang Sen. Have it on lock. How does MIBR unravel this now? Piece by piece first.
That's good utility.
John just able to get out of the salvos. It's only
That's good
though.
though.
4 in sight again.
Just a bit. 1 kill for Artsy to get the Rolling Thunder, by the way, to get into the site. He can find one of these players maybe that's back screens, a bit out
Good
in the
counter
open.
stun.
John sends out the stun to
Yeah.
delay. Osmos has to retreat.
Great special
They
delivery.
just have to drive run through now.
Play off that out of screens.
Uh-oh.
He's out of
I don't
scene.
like when we
Wow.
have 4 in
These
the
guys are
side.
shooters.
Yeah,
whenever
it
we
makes
have
it hella
four
hard.
Find
Fuck.
his one.
Yeah.
Talk about a bounce back. MIBR.
You should have like 2 site and maybe like 1 like hell or like flower.
Rock solid when it's
Yeah, I
coming
feel
down
like
to these
G2 always
retake
has Trent
situations
like
now
in
on A.
main.
Yeah.
Another
Now
guy.
it looks like they're in their element. Getting out that initial wave of utility from Sentinels, and then flooding back in here. Shenum gets that first kill onto Narrate, and the awareness. I like now that on A, you can see that they're just ignoring ramp. On those other rounds, they spent way too much time trying to actually get the kill on the player there, force them back, and it just ended up wasting their own time. But there, Shenum says, okay, have fun standing over there, Zelsis, I don't care. We're fighting towards the site together, we're gonna deal with you later, and they do. They've adjusted their approach there, and it's worked out well. It's just a matter of, is this too little, too late? Still 3 chances for Sen. They've got enough money to buy when we get into this next round too.
But we talked about Artazine. He needed 1 more kill for the Rolling Thunder. Obviously now he has that. Blade Storm at the ready for Aspas. MIBR though, of course, they will be forcing. until they can try and secure some kind of overtime. And that was Zekken and Bang both making use of those ultimates to sort of get into that A site to circumvent the early trades that they normally have to take to get them there. But now, we're starting to roll into the initiator ultimates. John and Narrate, now close to some of those big abilities, and it's tough to
Like
lose
this round might be hard to win.
Your fingertips. MIBR have to be extra
This will be hard to win.
vigilant.
Yeah, for Sentinels. They don't really have much to work with.
Investment from Sen leaves
Yeah.
them
One,
No
the
one
one
on
off
the heavy
KO,
armor.
2 off breach.
Listen, it can't matter when you're going up against a lot of abilities that
The
do
main fight.
a lot of damage. We'll have to see if that does end up playing out in any considerable way, but I'm mostly looking at Artzin with this Rolling Thunder and how they're going to opt to use that in this round.
Late Storm pulled straight away from Aspas, no nonsense.
Wow,
He
you
was
beat the
looking for an early
aftershock.
ramp fight here, this time
Yeah, he
Sentinels
fucking
absolutely
avoided
elsewhere.
it perfectly.
A slower default start to their attack round.
Yeah, over in mid, you just have Shenham on the defense, jiggling for
No, they're
information.
pushing also-
Aspas has been trying to
Yeah,
get
I just said the
Beiming
same
off
thing in my head.
on a multitude of rounds now and is pushing so far forward. Wants to take the fight too.
Oh my God, they're gunning him down.
There's no way he chases.
Oh my God,
him
they show no respect.
into the molly. No, but
Oh my
that will
God.
result in a ton of control being gained for MIBR and Aspas leaving himself inserted.
He has to. All right, Zelsis could just lurk out and be a nuisance today and make use of that Viper Wall. Aspas plays in this position. And eventually, you know, Zelsis will try and reassume this spot. Does he know? Does he suspect that the Human Tornado is waiting with a gift just for him?
Oh my God, this timing. Just as Aspas is backing up is when Zelsis actually makes his way out of sewer. Regardless of that, they look at Sen on the map. They're headed towards B. That's where they want to execute. Zekken is pushed into vents, but has a gate crouch to get back to them.
Another timing moment,
30
though, is
seconds left.
Zeken's in between them. And
There's everything
John
here.
just got the
Wow.
ult to get his Armageddon, but Aspas shuts down the duelists
that
of
kill.
Sentinels.
Zelsis
He
is
gets
so
away with his
important
life.
this round.
20 seconds left, and they're just getting up mid
Oh.
right now.
Oh.
Spike's
Oh.
still in the middle part of the map.
One
The
more
kills are coming
rockets,
in, though. But now
though.
to pivot
Oh,
towards
they're going B, they're going
the
B.
strongest side here for MIBR and
That's a
Cortez.
big breach
Rolling
ult.
Thunder is going to stop them from Artzin.
Yeah.
Narrate hit by Ed Bang trying to drop down. Spike is trying to get there.
No
And
time.
it's
That
not
breach
gonna
ult was
happen.
good. That
Narrate
breach ult was
has
good.
no
Wow.
clues, and everything falls apart for Sentinels. Bizarre round.
I think they should have their breach ult now
Indeed.
from
That
Sentinels.
mid-control doesn't convert
They
to
should have got
anything
their
for the
breach ult.
attackers.
It seems like
Yeah, they
they
should
want
have
to
it
get
now,
their
I think.
plans
Or like
online.
one
off
Yeah,
the
orb.
They are controlling
I think
so
it was
much
2
of the
off.
map towards A.
I
Yeah.
don't know if he got a kill.
You had Zekken trying to get through the vent, but Aspas' acute awareness was ready for him to swing.
Damn.
And then by the time Sen decided what to do, they picked the site where the Rolling Thunder was waiting for them with 12 seconds left to get there. It
Yeah, they're one
was
off
a
of it.
wrap At that point, they've got a 5 stinger buy and 2 rounds to close out this game, or we're going to OT.
In the hour of need, it's Aspas standing up here for MIBR. The second half from him has been spectacular.
Wow.
Oh my
That's
God.
so
All
unlucky.
of a sudden, MIBR have decided
Yeah,
to
what is
win.
that?
Verno here now, off the back of that kill, opens up ramp entirely and Sen, well, no closer to their win condition than at the start of the round. They're going to slink away to the B side of the map. This will allow MIBR, though, get in, confirm, get info about that A side and redistribute themselves across the map as well.
At this point, MIBR, they're going to be more than happy to just play for retake, better weapons, more util, more numbers.
It's so hard for
Potential
Sun.
dangers if Narrate gets,
I mean, they have a free bomb
gets
site,
stuck, they'll have
but
Rolling Thunder, like if things do get really scrappy.
I think this is another example of like
could win this on
MIBR
the
giving them
round.
too
I
much
mean,
space
in that
here.
sense, a little risky that MIBR gives up the site, but they're worried about a fast
5
hit for the
v4.
Stingers, just
I guess that's the good thing for
cutting their
them,
numbers
right?
down.
But yeah.
So they might allow for a
What they
plant.
got? They don't have any ults
Narrate
actually.
the Rolling Thunder.
We're
I
pushing
think it's just
small.
hard playing
Online.
5v4
What do
like
the
that.
post-plant spots look like for the attackers
With
here?
the breach ult, he's gonna go
Ball is
main
now
and
in
use it.
MIBR's court.
They're gonna try to bait it out surely, right?
Narrate's gonna feel like, well, do I really want to use this now, or do I want to just make sure I have this for the
Some.
buy round? I
Yeah.
like this forward presence from Sen, taking space into spawn.
Great
Breach
start.
ult.
So they've got some safety in CT, but
Breach
here's
ult.
about to get hot and heavy. Aspas, trade taken by John,
Breach
swings
ult.
out with the stinger.
I don't think
Getting low.
they-
Bullets
I
from
think
the
he's saving it
bottom.
for
Bang coming
full
alive.
post.
Just he and Narrator left. There might be a use case for the Rolling
Breach
Thunder
ult.
after all as Artazine drops. Numbers are even. Burno got it to half, and Narrator's lining it up. He's got to stop
Breach
this.
ult.
The DQ
No,
for
no,
Burno.
no.
It's happening.
Oh my God!
I don't think he wants to use it this
Long
round.
range,
No.
somehow the Stingers
I think
getting
he's saving it for
so
next
much
round, but
damage
fuck.
off. Good
Yeah, that was
crossfires from
close.
Sen.
It's hard.
And it literally just
was
comes
hard.
down
He had
to
his
the fact
finger
that
as well, like,
MIBR
he had his thumb,
has
then
he
one
would've
more
probably still
player
died.
going into that.
Yeah.
They trade down perfectly and get the spike defused.
That's why it seems so
Oh
risky.
my god, my
to sort
heart
of,
was beating out of my chest there, man.
to give up the side, like against a team that can get a Rolling Thunder online, can get entrenched, anchor with those stingers, it feels so scary to retake against that.
One more, let's go.
And Narrate never used the Rolling Thunder. That's still online. Verno with an Armageddon to play with.
It was able to get that Armageddon ready.
I feel like the last
getting that spike
like
defused as
2,
well.
3, 4 rounds, I can just got like random by something. He didn't get a chance to play these
Where he
rounds.
died there?
Far-fetched that anyone else would be able to
That was
get
the ramp round where he got walled, killed to the Viper wall on the stinger buy.
close out this game and get to the grand
Top ramp.
final.
He got one boater to the
From,
wall.
you mean
bring us to
when Icebox killed him? No, different round.
string of rounds in a row.
No, last round, last round.
Last round he got killed top ramp?
Nowhere
Oh.
Yeah.
in danger, jiggling for information.
Oh, you're right.
Certainly
Verno
got
ran
it.
into him. That's right,
MIBR
that's right.
giving up the
Yeah,
map. They
yeah.
are in full retake mode. That's the mentality by the sounds.
But they are taking control of B main. I do like that decision from the two players here that they have anchoring. So if a split does come in from Sen on that side of the map, they'd be able to control that crucial area.
They're selling a
Won't be the
fake.
case, though.
They get active at B at least. Keep 3 players interested for now. Toss a couple chunks of catnip out there and hope for the best.
Just scared of the operator here.
Is committed in the site right now.
Yep.
Can
Final
he
boss.
So they're like
find the kill?
hesitating.
He just needs to, at very least, he's got to go 1-for-1 here.
He's walking up on this. Shorty pulled out. Only Aspas would go for this kind of play.
Oh
and
my
only he'd make it
God.
work.
Wow.
It's only good
Good
for one though.
trade.
Zelsa's very quickly gets his. Shenamty might just take a timing out of
You gonna take his
screens.
timing?
You better believe he's considering it.
Wow, he missed
There it
his
is.
window.
He's waiting
Oh,
for it.
shot.
4-2.
In the
I mean,
dive
Bang
box
just
to the
wins this
round.
round
Have a big player
automatically.
advantage. It's up to Artazine and Cortesia to salvage.
And even at that, Bang is flanked behind them.
He'll have a timing. Bang, it's always him. And Cortesia
That got
trying
auto
to come alive
close.
in this second half for this MIBR
Wow.
squad. But now you're asking all too much of the guy, surely.
Nice.
Wow.
Dealt with.
That got hella
Period,
close.
put on the sentence.
They started off super strong, and then they had like a couple unlucky rounds, and then like some ult rounds.
Set themselves set
Both
up for
maps,
another
they
crack
started
at
off so
international
strong.
glory.
Yeah,
This
damn.
Sentinels that we're